Ikaw, magiging PBA player? Ang liit-liit mo nga eh. Imposible yan. Mukha mo, astronaut. Puro itlog nga ang mga test paper mo. Astronaut? Talaga lang ha. Magka-artista ka. Ang itim-itim mo.
Everyone has experienced the damaging effect of living with limitations. Limitations that we impose upon ourselves, or limitations others have placed upon us. Hi, I'm Coach Chad, and today we will be talking about a no-limit person. And we will be talking about it right now. On some occasions, you probably have been told that you can't do this, or you have no talent for that, and so on. If you overcame those negative comments and did what you were told you can do, di ba ang sarap ng pakiramdam? You smile at the memory of satisfaction you gain by proving people wrong. Now, you may say, this is well and good for other people, but I have too much going against me to succeed. Totoo, maaring hindi ko nga alam yung sitwasyon mo at hindi ko alam yung pinagdadaanan mo. But again, let's consider some examples of people who overcame adversities. Now, he didn't talk until he was 4 years old and read until he was 7. One of his teachers labeled him as mentally slow, unsociable, and adrift forever in his foolish dreams. His name is Albert Einstein. This guy possesses minimal football knowledge, lacks motivation. A so-called expert once said of Vince Lombardi. Beethoven apparently liked to do his own thing and didn't spend much time learning the correct technique with his violin. His teachers said that Ludwig was hopeless as a composer. Before he created Disneyland, Walt Disney went bankrupt several times. He was once fired by an editor of a newspaper for apparent lack of ideas. Henry Ford failed miserably and went broke 5 times before succeeding with his car. Benjamin Franklin and psychologist Carl Jung were poor in mathematics. Inventor James Watt was declared dull and inept. Steve Jobs and Bill Gates were school dropouts. Writer Edgar Allan Poe, poet Percy Shelley, and painter James Whistler were all expelled from school. Sometimes, the experts or other well-meaning people are misguided in their efforts and just plain wrong in their thinking. You can measure IQ but not the desire to want to do something or to be someone. You can measure the size of your head, but it's hard to measure the size of a person's heart. But as you journey life, you will meet people that will tell you it's impossible. It couldn't be done. And today, we will be looking at how can we become a no-limit person. And hopefully, I could encourage you by sharing to you 3 stories today. Years ago, new engineer recruits to General Electric's lamp division were welcomed with an unusual initiation assignment. They were asked to figure out a way to frost the inside of a light bulb. This was a totally bogus assignment, meant to be a big joke, because everyone knew it was impossible. Nevertheless, a newcomer named Marvin Papkin took the task seriously, and not only did he discover a way to frost bulbs on the inside, he also developed an etching acid that produced small round pits on the surface rather than sharp depressions. This made each bulb stronger. No one told him it was impossible, so he went ahead and did it. If there's a difference between where you currently are and where you would like to be, it's not any lack of ability. It's your attitude and the image of who you think you are or who you think you're not. In the year 1870, the Methodists in Indiana were having their annual conference. At one point, the president of the college where they were meeting said, "I think we live in a very exciting age." The presiding bishop said, "What do you see?" The college president responded, "I believe we are coming to a time of great inventions. I believe, for example, that men will fly through the air like birds. The bishop said, "This is heresy. The Bible says that the flight is reserved for angels only. We will have no such talk here." End of discussion. Now, after the conference, the bishop, whose name was Wright, went home to his two small sons, Wilbur and Orville. Well, you know the rest of the story and what the Wright brothers did to radically change their father's limiting belief. Do you want to be a no-limit person? So what is a no-limit person? Someone who does not let limitations that most people accept get in their way. Nakita ka na ba ng bumblebee? If you look at the hindi Transformers, ha? Bumblebee meaning yung bubuyog. Now, pagdating sa mga bumblebee, aerodynamically, the bumblebee should not be able to fly. The size, weight, and shape of its body in relation to its total wingspan makes flying scientifically impossible. However, the bumblebee, being unschooled in scientific theory, goes ahead and flies away. If we look at ourselves, it's impossible to perform consistently in a manner inconsistent with the way which we see ourselves in our mind's eye. I remember the story of Les Brown, one of the best motivational speakers we have in our time. Les Brown, motivational speaker, claims that he was declared educable mentally retarded or does not have the ability to learn while in grade school, thus damaging his self-image and confidence. Unfortunately, a close friend reshaped the way he thinks. A high school teacher told Les Brown, "Someone's opinion of you doesn't have to become your reality." From that moment on, he never worried about what others thought. Stop caring about what other people think of you and start creating the life you dream of and make a difference. Your attitude and the image you hold of yourself is the key to unleashing the highest potential of your life. And always remember, you'll never outgrow the limits that you have placed on yourself. But take heart. You have the power of Christ to raise or to lower down the limits. It's up to you. Thank you very much for watching. If you find value in today's episode, please click subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you are on Facebook and you like what you're seeing or hearing, please give us a thumbs up or like our page.